Hello, Moon Sisters. Today is the first quarter moon in Taurus, actually happening like really early this morning for us in the United States. So let's just drop in. If you're driving, of course, keep your eyes open, but you can breathe with us and feel into your body. This is Taurus. Taurus is grounded and it wants to drop us into our bodies, into our physical experience. So let's let it. Just feel where the sun is in the sky when you're listening to this or watching. And feel that the moon is 90 degrees away. It's a square. That's what the first and last quarter moons are. When the moon is square to the sun, and that's why it's half filled with the light. And then on your next breath, you can open your eyes. And just a couple questions for you to think about, right? How do you experience the first quarter moon, right? There's no right answer to this, just your answer. And then also, how do you experience the moon being in Taurus, right? Again, no right answer, no wrong answer. It's just an exercise to keep tuning us into the energies and increasing, right? Strengthening our tuning in muscle. So the first quarter moon is up high in the sky at sunset. So you could check it out as your sky viewing mission this week. High up, so the sun has set, the moon will be high in the sky, and it'll be moving towards Jupiter and then over to Mars later, right? In the coming days, right? Not on this night. So Jupiter is the third brightest object in the sky after the moon and Venus, right? So Venus will be in the western sky with Saturn close by, but much fainter. And then you can just track to the moon and then to Jupiter and then to Mars, moving from west where the sun sets up high to the moon and towards the east. Mars is that it's bright-ish, not nearly as bright as Jupiter, but it has a bit of a reddish tint to it. So the first quarter moon is waxing, meaning it's gaining light, gaining momentum, right? This is considered an actional time of the moon cycle. But again, what is your experience? That's the most important thing. And that's the most important thing for me to teach you, is to help you tune into how does the moon cycle serve you, and how can you use it to anchor in your vision and what you're trying to create with your life, what's calling to you, right? So there was something else I was just going to say about that gaining light. Oh, so the moon was with the sun at the new moon, and now it's separating from the sun. It's that 90 degrees up high in the sky, moving towards being opposite the sun at the full moon, which is coming next week, okay? Then it will start moving back towards the sun for the last quarter moon, and then meet with the sun for the next new moon. So let's just talk about Taurus a little bit. Taurus is an earth sign. It's grounded. It's in the body. Feeling the senses we can only experience in the body, right? Touch, smell, taste, sound, sight, right? Taurus likes to do what feels sensually pleasing, what feels good to those senses. So this moon is a good time to feel into your body and notice how it feels to you, right? Is it feeling good? Is it feeling neutral? Is it feeling bad? And anything in between, right? No judgment. It's just about increasing our awareness. Taurus would love to get out onto the earth and see this first quarter moon, right? That's a very Taurus thing to do, to be on the earth, connected to the seasons, connected to the moon cycle and what's happening. This first quarter moon occurs with Venus freshly entered into Aries. So when you look at Venus in the evening sky, note that's where the sun is going to be for the spring equinox in March, for those of us in the northern hemisphere, and the fall equinox for you in the southern hemisphere. This is an important part of the sky this year and into the next, because lots of planets will be crisscrossing over this Aries, zero Aries point, where the equinox occurs and where the new seasons begin in the coming months. They're going to be crossing from Pisces into Aries and then retrograding into Pisces, and then going direct and moving into Aries again. So this is a really important equinox that's coming here in March, and I'll be talking a lot more about that. And we'll also have our special live gathering just for us in the circle on the equinox. So the moon will pass by Uranus to the now after it's square with the sun at this first quarter moon. And then I said it'll move on to meet with Jupiter tomorrow night, and then with Mars on Sunday night. So that's, the moon can help you track kind of where those planets are in our vision. So also, here's a reminder of this life coaching theme from this Aquarius new moon month. We talked about beliefs. So check out the new moon recording if you missed it to learn more, and start shifting a shadow belief that holds you back from living the life you really want. Beliefs are major roadblocks that get in our way and we don't even realize it, right? This is a subconscious thing going on. We take our stories as facts. We get hurt as children and we make it mean something about us, and then travel through life limiting ourselves, right? Bringing the box in tight due to these incorrect beliefs. So again, check out the new moon exploration to dive into this important topic more, right? So as we're thinking about this first quarter moon, check in with the belief that you identified at our new moon gathering. And then what was the action you committed to taking in support of your new and empowering belief? So that's something I just want you to check back in with, so it's not something that we forget. Have you taken the action? Have you not taken the action? If you haven't taken the action, what got in your way, right? Again, this is not about like self-flagellation and self-judgment. It's just like getting curious, like, I said I want to do this thing, but I didn't, right? Or I realized I didn't actually really want to do that, and I said a different action and took that. Or I haven't gotten around to it because I'm like not prioritizing myself, I'm prioritizing others. That's part of why we work on those self-connection rituals in the morning and in the evening, because we want to be prioritizing ourselves, right? It's that idea of we can't serve anyone when we're running on empty. So we need to keep filling ourselves up and keep tuning into ourselves if we want to have any hope of visioning what we really want in life, and then also taking those steps to get there. Okay, so just to check in around beliefs and the belief action that you set last week. And then let's set a new micro action for this first quarter moon week, right? Just for this 1 week. Remember, the micro actions are just for a week. You may choose to continue it into the next week, but it's just for a week. Something that is very teeny tiny step that you want to take. So if you're somewhere safe, you could close your eyes again and just notice what's grabbing your attention in this moment. right? It could be in service to your new moon goal, that's in service to your solstice in vision. It could be around your beliefs and taking another action or taking the action that you just haven't yet. Or it could be something entirely different that's just really kind of like tapping you on the shoulder and just wants your attention and your focus right now for this week, right? So just feel into it. Remember that micro actions are concrete, specific, measurable. There's no like wiggle room as to whether you did it or not, right? They're teeny tiny small steps, ones that feel almost too easy. So what is your micro action for this week? You can write it down, take notes so you can remember it. And here's just another example as we're kind of wrapping our minds around like how we're doing things in Moon Sister Circle. Let's say one of my solstice visions, my health section of my solstice vision was to get stronger. And if you're new to the circle, you can still go back and watch that solstice intention setting, vision setting class to set your vision and connect into what I'm saying here. So let's say one of my, in the health area, my solstice vision was to get stronger, right? Over this 6 months by the next solstice. So maybe at this Aquarius new moon, I set my goal to start walking regularly, okay? This week's micro action could be to walk for 10 minutes 3 times, right? That's not too hard. It doesn't take too much time. It might even feel like, oh, that's too easy. That's not going to do anything to like help me get stronger, right? If I'm going to walk regularly, I'm going to go for an hour every day, right? But what happens is that gets overwhelming, right? So walking 3 times this week for 10 minutes is way better than not walking for an hour every single day, like I'm pressuring myself to do, right? So really set those micro actions to be teeny tiny steps that's like feel too easy. So if I walk more than 10 minutes, that's a bonus. But the goal, the micro action is just the 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes, if I am done, I am done. And I still get to pat myself on the back and be like, you did it. That's awesome, right? So big actions, when we set those intentions, they just shut us down, and micro actions are the antidote to overwhelm. So consistently taking small steps is what secretly gets us to those larger goals, where shutting down does nothing. And I'm sure like all of you have had that experience. It's like, okay, I'm so fired up. I want to do this whole big, awesome thing. And I don't do it. And I don't do it over and over and over. So try taking these little teeny tiny small steps and see what happens. All right, that's my big message for you today. So wishing you a fabulous embodied Taurus first quarter moon week, Moon Sisters. And I'll see you next Wednesday with my Leo full moon message.